Hello, hello. Thank you for checking in. Hello, it's Monday, mediocre Monday, for all of you who are trying to just do just enough to get by. Mediocre Monday. Hello. Yes, I'm not going to motivate you to be the best. I'm going to motivate you to be just adequate. Yay. Halfway cheer. Um, hello. I hope you all had a very good weekend. And let me say hello to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tam and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler. Hope you're doing well. Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and Edwin QOV and Blair Cooper and Brett and Terry Sue and Jay Dahlman and Cosmic Joe and Max and Kata Kata and Marty and Good Looking Guy and Boot Swede and Sam and St. Clinton and Wing Doggy, and I think I got everybody. So hello. Allura says she's feeling extra motivated. She's awesome. She's getting stuff done. And she's cold. It's gonna get colder. Winter is coming. Yes, Game of Thrones. So I hope you had a good weekend. It was an interesting weekend. Golden Globes, yay! I didn't win. I wasn't even nominated. No, but that's always fun. I always enjoy that, hearing the people speak and the dresses and fashion. It's just fun. So I kind of like that. David Jones says he's never going to see a movie again. Why is that, David Jones? Were you finally kicked out of the theater? David Jones has been lifelong banned from the only movie theater next to him. I'm not even going to say what you have to do to get lifelong banned. That's it. Never going to a movie again. That's okay, because everything's going to be on Netflix. Yeah, so woohoo! You spent the weekend watching Poldark? What, Poldark? Poldark? I haven't even heard of that. Is that a show? It's a period piece program on PBS. Oh, I haven't even heard of it. Wow. There's a lot of content. Hi, Tesis. Thank you for checking in. So I want to address something that's really, really scaring me right now. And you know, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. Some of you are, some of you aren't. I'm not going to even get into the Donald Trump whatever, because it's not about Donald Trump as much as the safety of our nation. And I don't know, World War III. And it really doesn't matter to me, Republican, Democrat, as long as you're not going to mess up the country. And right now, they're doing all kinds of shenanigans, trying to get people passed and nominated without doing ethics approvals and all these things, which they've been very fierce about doing in the past when it wasn't their team. And this guy, Rex Tillerson, I don't know if you may have heard of him. He's the one that that is up for Secretary of State, which is an important position. He's spent his whole life working for Exxon, and he has been given the gift of the award for best friend of Russia from Vladimir Putin. He stands to make billions of dollars with a big, huge oil deal with Russia that would only happen if sanctions were lifted against Russia. Right now, we have sanctions against Russia, financial and commerce and stuff, and a whole bunch of different sanctions because of the bad stuff they've been doing, invading other countries, stuff like that. So we put diplomatic sanctions against them, all different things. Now, if another president came in and said, oh, I love Russia, and took those all away and said, I don't care about all those things, that would open up the ties for this Secretary of State to complete his billions of dollars oil deal with Russia. Now, you're wondering, what do you think is more important to this guy? I don't know, working for his tiny little job, the little Secretary of State job that doesn't really pay for these guys, billionaires. Don't need the salary from these political jobs. It's not the salary, it's the power to change laws and change rules that make them billions of dollars. So David Jones says he doesn't mind if we if we do sneaky things with Russia as long as it lowers his gas price. David Jones is all for throwing out the Constitution as long as he can get cheaper gas. David Jones, I hate to tell you, but this is probably going to blow up in everybody's faces. This is not going to work out good. This is not going to turn out to be a good thing. You make a deal with the devil, you always get the bad end of the deal. Except for the guy in that song. Devil went down to Georgia. But otherwise. Hello. David Jones says World War III would help my stock prices go up. David Jones is excited for World War III. That's great, David Jones, because you will be a gazillionaire and dead. When World War III happens, you know, if there is a catastrophic war, World War III, which would highly likely end up being, for the first time, taking place on American soil. We've never had that, you know, World War I, World War II, that happened in Europe. We lost a lot of American people, but we didn't have the devastation that they had in Europe and other countries. We had Pearl Harbor, but that was probably it for all of World War I and World War II. We're pretty much escaped from, well, that was our own war, Linda, the Civil War. That was us against us. I'm talking about World War I, World War II. This is the world. The Civil War doesn't really count in that because that's an internal fight. But we haven't experienced war like they did in Europe, World War I, World War II. We haven't had the devastation of having entire cities decimated. And the advances made in technology for war and destruction pretty much guarantees that World War III will have an epically huge impact on wherever it takes place. I mean, you can completely destroy an entire city. Like we've seen pictures of places in Syria and stuff, with this whole city gone. So yeah, and it's gonna come to the US. So think about your city and your town, not just losing a whole bunch of people dying off somewhere in another country, but your whole town, losing those people, civilians, all of your buildings destroyed, is not going to turn out well. World War III is not a good thing, despite how it may improve your stock prices. if the world ends, money doesn't really matter. Gold doesn't matter, because you can't eat money and gold when the entire economic system is destroyed. You'll need things like water and blood and medicine. Linda says she doesn't think that the world will end for a long time, and it won't be through war. Well, Linda, that may be the world, but that's not necessarily our country. We're putting ourselves in danger, grave danger, and people like David Jones, I think you're making a joke about your stock prices going up, but you may be making a joke, but there's a lot of people in control where they're serious when they say stuff like that or think stuff like that. Because the war is not really going to touch them, and it will make them billions. And they already have billions. They can build a giant underground, safety bunker and or whatever. Hi, Wing Doggy. Thank you for checking in, Wing Doggy. So yeah, this is all very dangerous stuff. We're getting into very dangerous territory. David Jones says he's going to build a bunker. Okay, yeah, I probably should. But if you've seen the way that the bombs are now, you're going to need a really deep bunker. Really, really deep bunker, not just. So yeah, but this guy Rex Tillerson to be Secretary of State, no, he's not working for the good of the U.S. He's going to be working for the good of oil companies. Do we want to be the United States of America, or do we want to be the United States of Exxon? The United States of Exxon doesn't care, Allura, about people who get assistance with housing and food. United States of Exxon doesn't care about your medical needs. And that goes for lots of people. Think about Medicare, Medi-Cal, Social Security, housing assistance, food assistance programs, all of those different social programs. The United States of Exxon, United States of billionaires, doesn't care about those programs. David Jones says, what's good for Exxon is good for America? No, what's good for Exxon is good for Exxon. But Exxon doesn't really care about America. Exxon is a multinational corporation who cares about making money. And making money doesn't count for all of the things that the U.S. does. The U.S. is not just about making money. I mean, there's a lot of things that government does that don't make government money. For instance, all the social programs I told Social Security, Medicare, Medi-Cal, food stamps, health care, living care, all of the things that are important, like building highways, schools, uh, police and safety, and air quality and water quality. You know, when those things, when you don't have people in control of those things, you see things like Flint, Michigan, where the entire town, the water quality, they can't drink the water. The water's poison. Medi-Cal, there are different programs, Linda. They're all the same. They all have, each state has different names. I think in Maine, it's called Maine Cares. Maine, different states have different names for all the same things. I think it's called Medicare, Medi-Cal, Maine Cares. David Jones says Flint was done by the people in control. Flint was done by the people in control, caring more about money and worrying about money and not taking care of people. When your main objective is money and instead of people, you end up serving money. If money is your master, you're not going to be helping people. So that's my concern. That is my main concern. That I think that boils down to, you know, but if money is your master, you're not going to help people. So that goes across. That's not. I'm not trying to make that political. It's not about Republican, Democrat, or, you know, Trump or not Trump or whatever. It's about taking care of the U.S. And if money is your master, it is not going to help the U.S. What movies did you watch, Linda? Sturgis Guy says it's called Nobody Cares. Yeah. Well, some people do care. Some people do care. I think you all can agree. I think everybody, Republicans and Democrats, can agree that Bernie Sanders cares. You might not agree with everything he says, but I think everybody can agree that he is a very strong fighter for the people. David Jones says, show me the money. David Jones is putting devil's advocate to my rant today. Yeah, there are a small handful of people who are trying to say, hey, wait a minute. Right? Because there's a handful of people that are saying, hey, I'm getting my millions. Oh, I think it. Oh, you saw The Martian and Star Trek Beyond. Oh, okay. I haven't seen either of those. Did you like them? Linda says they were awesome. Yes, we were talking about Matt Damon. I think I have to see that because I really like Matt Damon, and I'm very intrigued by all the science that and how much of it. Because I'm going to bet that they did a lot of research, and a lot of the science that they used is probably legitimate. David Jones says $1 million is not enough. Well, no, it's not just, it's like everybody kind of going in the same, it's everybody following the money. If everybody has a choice, David Jones, to do the right thing or do the thing that can get them more money but won't be the right thing to do, and if everybody chooses the wrong thing, then you get a whole movement going in the wrong way, and that's going to hurt that. that hurts the country in the long run. That hurts everybody. David Jones says, describe what the right thing is. Yes, David Jones, it is an ethical concept. That brings me right back to the department, the Independent Department of Ethics, which is trying to be sandbagged. First, they tried on the first of the year, you know, remember they tried to do that sneaky thing to take away the power of the Department of Ethics? And that was in the beginning of the year. They did that like sneaky closed door, no invitation, no voting roll call. Let's take away their power. And everybody complained about that. Well, now they said, oh, never mind. Well, forget about that. We didn't mean that. Forget about that. Well, now some of these same people, they said, okay, instead of taking away their power, we'll just make so many things happening at the same time so that they can't do anything. There's not enough time and people and power. So now, normally, there's supposed to be all these, like, their ethics committee approvals of anyone who's going to be getting a job. You have to make sure that they don't have things that are going to make it impossible or unethical for them to do their job. Conflicts of interest. For instance, if you have a $500 billion business deal on the line with a foreign adversary, would that be a conflict of interest for you? I'd say that'd be a big yes. So they're trying to get through, like, throw all of, like, on Wednesday there's supposed to be 6 things approved plus press conferences, all these things that normally would take a couple months, all supposed to be happening on one day. So they're trying to be sneaky. Instead of taking away the power, they're making it impossible to do the job and trying to say that, well, it has to be all done today. So I'm very concerned about that. And I think everybody should be very concerned about that. Very concerned about foreign countries controlling the US. I think you should be concerned about that. I hope everybody's concerned about our enemies controlling our politics, because that's a really bad thing. So anyhow, so that's my political rant. It's not really, it's my mediocre political rant from Mediocre Monday. David Jones, are you still trying to play devil's advocate? And David Jones, are you trying to justify? Are you actually giving a justification for other countries to try and control us? David Jones just did the classic, Joey, why did you hit your brother? Well, he hit me. Joey, I'm not talking about what he did. Joey, why did you hit your brother? So David Jones is defending David Jones by saying, well, we've missed in other people's elections. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't, but that's not really what I'm talking about. And that's not a justification. By saying that, you're actually defending that it's okay. You're actually saying, well, we deserve it, and it's okay that another country has interfered in our election. Do you really believe that? Is that really what you mean to say? David Jones, see, there's only one answer you can say, is that there's only one answer that's right. And the answer is, no, I'm an American. I don't want another country to manipulate our political system. There's only one answer. And any other answer is like defending our enemies or justifying our enemies. And there's, yeah. David Jones, we're not talking about the politics of other people. I'm just talking about us now, us. See, you keep trying to justify, but there's no justification for you personally. Maybe if you are another country, there's a justification for you. But you're not another country, David Jones. You are an American. So for you, there should be no justification. There should be no acceptance. That's what I'm saying. By justifying, you are tacitly accepting. Sturgis guy says, I am a country of one. Yeah. Anyhow, but I'm not trying to pick on you. I know you're just playing devil's advocate because a lot of people have the same response. Well, but David Jones is saying you reap what you sow. He says, so we deserve it. David Jones says do we deserve it? We deserve to be manipulated and bombed and taken advantage. We deserve to have everything we've done to others come back to us. That doesn't sound very good. Alrighty. Well, that's depressing. I'm completely depressed, David Jones, now. I'm completely depressed. David Jones is advocating for us to... Oh, David Jones says the rules need to be the same for everyone. Well, that's true. I'm definitely saying that about our own politics. That's not happening. All right. Anyhow, so I am just about to sign off. This has been a complete political rant. Complete political rant. I'm just like, I'm not saying anything. David Jones, thank you for playing the devil's advocate. I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving me someone to rant at. Yeah. All right, so I will be back tomorrow for Traumatic Tuesday. I guarantee it will be even more terrible than today. Wait, no, I mean terrific, more terrific than today. David Jones says the bunker needs a maid. Oh, yes, and my weekend was fine. All right, so I will chat more tomorrow. It is 5:50. All right, so I am just about to sign off, but I want to thank you guys for coming to see me because you're awesome. Kisses for everybody. Bye. I love you all. No, I am generally scared, genuinely scared and worried. That's why I'm saying this to you guys, because I really want people to think about the big picture, the big picture. Big picture. All right. Bye. Love you all. Bye.